The installation, we wanted to have human voice, to represent a sense of humanity as well as mystery. We thought the sound of the opera, but not quite opera, would be suitable, and we collaborated with St. Louis Opera, and we were introduced to Elizabeth Zharoff, and we asked her to come in, and we had a recording session with her.
One of the first responses I had to the space, I think maybe that's why the pianos are in there, is that when I stood, it's like I wanted to hear a voice come from those back spaces, but not see where it comes from.
And then,
and then hear it pass through the space. So
yeah.
I think we're all on the same track.
Exactly.
That's great. And that was my first response to the space. So, and then, yeah, how do you sing to blue black from behind blue black?
Mm-hmm.
What I had prepared for her was a context for her to sing in, and this context is developed through an instrument that I have devised. The instrument is based on very basic analog techniques such as delays, loops, and modulations, but the instrument allows for precise control of these elements. So a performer can follow an acoustic performer and play back that sounds to the performer. So this becomes a circular process for creating the sound, and that's what you experienced once we were at the studio, that she sang, but she would hear her own voice delayed based on the action of the performer, and I was performing the Lila instruments. And so you hear what the outcome becomes is a solo voice accompanied by spatialized sounds of her own with multi-layers, and this gets spatialized in there.
Like,
Well,
so
wow, you can go in there first. We can warm up, set the levels, okay, and as we're setting, we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Imagine this story. Imagine you're walking somewhere, you're waking up a baby. And so, maybe start with a lullaby. Sing a lullaby. You can speak, you can hum, and take your time. Really imagine you're like, imagine baby's waking up. You take maybe, when I say take your time, you can take 5 minutes, 6 minutes, just going through that. And then, and that's probably humming, maybe some chest, like head voice, and slowly move to your chest voice and take us to the opera. So, from that voice, slowly changing the world into the opera. And just sing whatever you want. And then we'll continue that, and I'll play the back. Some of your own voices will play together.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. And is there anything specific that comes to your mind that you want before we go into different layers?
well, I thought one of the things is that you had such a strong response to in this space is the way the light shimmers like this, and you talked about the reflection of the light and how you can do that.
The instrument is called Lila, and Lila is an old Sanskrit word that is used for what's called perhaps play. When we say we play an instrument, that action is a very creative action, and the idea is that there is a freedom within a structure. And it's also the word that is used for the signification of the birth that comes after destruction, the circulation of destruction and birth. And ultimately, it's also used for love. In Sanskrit, it was the same word that was used for love.